Welcome to Caching Waves. This is an Elliott Wave update for PYTH Network, or PYTH Network, not sure how you say that. But this one was suggested by a subscriber, Xenophone. Again, he's found some pretty good setups potentially. So if you have a coin with good looking setups, something like this, where we're breaking above all-time highs, potential 1-2 setups, please put those tickers in the comments and I will take a quick look at them. If they look like something else other than this and really ugly patterns, probably won't make a video on it. But if there's good setups like this, you see similar patterns to this, please leave the tickers in the comments and I'll take a look. So on PYTH Network here, currently ranked 75th on CoinMarketCap. The market cap is currently 1.4 billion-ish and priced at 93 cents. So on this chart, this is from PYTH Network. It goes further back than CoinMarketCap. This is the most data I've found on this. If you have more data than this, please let me know. But when I first look at these charts, I've mentioned this before, we look at the break of all-time highs into price discovery. We want to see consolidation above or at it, and then another push to the upside would be ideal. This is the area I'm looking for to get into a lot of coins. Unfortunately, this one took off before I was able to find it, but it looks good for a long setup. Now, one thing about this, if this is all the price history, the question I usually ask myself and then I analyze is, where is the low? Where should I start the trend from? Is it here or is it possibly here? And I'll show you the alternatives between both. So if I pull my high to low, I assume this is all the price history because it is from PYTH Network or PYTH Network. We can see we could potentially have an A, B, C. There's literally a correction complete. We can actually start our impulse from there. And these are things I do when I look at a chart. You can see we came right between our B and X zone for our B wave. If we go to linear, we pull from our high to our low to our high. We have hit the 1-to-1 extension. You can see 1-to-1, 58 cents or 48 cents there. So the question is this a 1-2-1-2 or is this an ABC correction complete and we start our trend from here? Unfortunately, we're not going to know. So in these situations when I'm not sure, the best thing to do is anticipate both. To me, it looks like we have 5 waves off this low. So I would just target 5 waves up from here to complete this 5-wave pattern, the second 5-wave pattern, and then pay attention to what happens after. But I would take profit at the end of this 5-wave sequence. And this would be our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take profit there, see what happens. Okay, so now that we considered the fact that that can be the low, it is possible. You saw we reached the 1-to-1 there. What I don't like about that is the comparative in time. You can see that one was way too quick for this one, so it doesn't really go with guidelines there as a matching leg. So default, I'd put my low over here just by default. And what that looks like is a diagonal. This is the best fit I've found. Going over it myself is we end up with a diagonal 1 and 2 with an expanded flat WXY. It has the right look. It looks like it took about the right amount of time for this diagonal. We had shy retracements, so what I do, this is our first wave 1 and 2, look between the 618 and the 786 when we get shy retracements in a diagonal. For our wave 3, you can see to the tick, that would be our third. So 1, 2, 3. We would then take our third, target our fifth of the wave 1. See, 618, 1-to-1, bang on. So that's why I have my wave 1 here. It looks correct for the size. This did go slightly against guidelines. It came to the 1.618 B zone extension, or X zone, but it didn't invalidate. You can see we just came up to it, made another ABC down. So that's why I have this labeled as a WXY. We had pretty shy retracements. It was a 236. I pulled from the beginning of wave 1 to the end of wave 1. On linear scale, we came just shy of the 50. So that's a good sign if we are bullish that we're getting shy retracements. That's what you want. Again, we consolidated right at that previous high for price discovery. So right now, have this labeled as a 1-2-1-2. Came between the 60 and the 618 and the 1-to-1 extension, which is where I look for a second 1-2. If we are bullish, right in this zone. So everything's lining up as expected. Again, we'd want to consolidate no lower than these previous resistances, using them as support. That's about as low as I'd want to come, but I'd prefer to see support around the 382 at this previous fourth wave on the micro. Okay, targets for that, if this is a 1-2-1-2, these are just placeholders for now. I'm not reading the future. This is just if this is a impulse. These are the guidelines for that. We'd look around 290 to 353, the 168 being the most common at 291 for our third wave. Get a pretty decent correction down to around 143. Then we move up between the 200 and the 2.236, which is $4.50 and $6. And we should get there relatively quickly. Looks like mid to late April would be ideal. Okay, let's go down to this micro 1-2 potential. These are the best pivots I saw as for fib pulls. I wasn't sure if this was the one or this is the one, but this seems to make the most sense. This is the one right here. And then our wave 2 is right here. You can see we hit just the 1.786 there for our third. It divides a little bit better if you make our 1-2 right here. Let me move it over here. Get a diagonal 1-2. 3, 4, 5 for our third, fourth, and fifth. You can see we hit the 786. We got an extended third wave, and when I pulled our wave, whoa, what happened there? Deleted it by accident. So you can see our third hit where we'd like to see, and then if we pull our wave 1, projected off our fourth, we hit about the 1.382. So a little bit of decision to make there. If we went one tick higher, that's the 1-to-1. So either way you label this, if it's a diagonal or an impulse, that first 1-2. If we go off the second, we didn't quite hit targets there for our third, came up shy and got an extended fifth. So it depends which way you want to label that, but it does look like a pretty clean 5 waves, whether you make the 1-2 here or 1-2 here. Looks good. So now we're wondering if we're complete here for our smaller 1-2. The only way I would be considered complete here, and we got a shy retracement. See where we are. It's about where we hit the previous 1-2, between the 382 and the 50 on linear scale. We came up just shy on the previous 1-2. So there is a possibility it's complete, but I would prefer one more move to the downside. That's the difficulty here. Ideally, we get a WXY, potentially at double zigzag. Came just shy of the 1.236. So this fits best, in my point of view, as a WX, looking for a Y. So one more wave to the downside, or it can be a diagonal. And this could be a flat A, B, C, grind down, and then we push up for our third wave. But there is a way this is complete. It's not pretty. I just want you to be aware of it, because if we start taking off, start breaking any levels of significance, it might get away from you. And that is if this is a flat in our X wave I have labeled. And how that works out is we have our A, B, C, and you can see we're just shy of the 1-to-1. On linear, we tagged it. No, we didn't. Sorry. We're just shy of the 1-to-1. So you can see it's a little bit tricky. I've seen these just take off and you're like, what happened? That can't be our low. That can't be our low. We didn't make a lower low. And then you realize later, A, B, C, with a running flat B wave, right? So just something to keep in mind here, that is a possibility that a low is in. I'd pay attention to this count here. One thing you can do to try and track it is if you pass the 786, 618 is your warning. Oh. $618's your warning. If we don't pivot from that area and get this Y wave down, if we pass the 786, we're getting pretty high potential that we're moving to the upside, and this X wave should be flashing too. But the issue there is we're getting so far away from the current price, right? That's almost 20%. So we'll see what happens here. I'm going to wait a bit on this one. I prefer just to come up to the 618, reject back down, and look for this buy entry, and then we just get a WXY, perhaps a zigzag and a flat if we come up a little higher. But I'm going to wait on this one. I don't want to just FOMO into it. If I did FOMO in, it would probably be above this previous wave here at like 115. I know it's quite a ways away, but I prefer to get that confirmation myself. But positives of this, ideally what we want is just boop, we're good. That's what I want. Please give me that. That would be the easiest buy ever in my point of view. Because I did pull our time fib here as well for our second one too. Whoa. Of our second one too, extended that in time. Our wave one off the one, and we're looking for the 618 and the 1-to-1 in time, and that's this zone right here. That's why I'd be a little frustrated if we just start taking off, because we did reach our minimum requirement, and there is this possibility that this is our ABC, right? And that's our low. It appears we didn't make a new low, but we did make a new low below the A wave in that scenario. So yeah, guys, we'll see what we get here. Looking for one more push down to feel good about it. But I will make sure to update this one. This one looks really good. Thanks to Xenophon for this one. I'll put my alerts on here just so I can make sure it doesn't get away from me. And I got my alert below that W wave in case we just double bottom. But yeah, guys, looking out on the 4 hour, it looks pretty good. Pretty good potential. Looking for a move, 200-300% just to the third wave, fifth wave, 400%-ish plus. So very good potential. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.